Hey guys, my name is Mustafa, and today I will be showing you guys how to calculate the volume of a solid using a liquid pycnometer. So you're gonna need four things, pretty simple. You're gonna need a weighing scale, you're gonna need a pycnometer, which in this case we're gonna use an empty cup, but you could also use a beaker or any other container that can hold liquid, a thermometer, and then a specimen to test. In this case, we are going to be using coffee beans, but you could also use jelly beans, kidney beans, or any other thing that you can find around your house. So let's get started. And the first thing you're going to want to do for this is calculate the weight of the beans or whatever kind of bean you're using here. So what we're going to do is we're going to find the weight of our beans. And the weight of my beans are 0.34 grams. So we're going to record the weight that we just calculated in our computer or notepad or whatever you're using. And then the next step is to weigh our empty pycnometer and container. So here's what we're going to do. My pycnometer weighs 141.08 grams. So now our next step is to get some tap water, which I have right here, and add it to our pycnometer. So my pycnometer with water is 193.17 grams. So let's also record this weight. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our pycnometer, make sure you keep the same amount of volume and just put it into a container for you to use later. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep our pycnometer on the scale, and then we're gonna add our beans into the pycnometer. So my pycnometer with beans weighs 141.18 grams. So we're gonna record this weight down into our manual, and now what we're gonna do is we are going to add the tap water that we dumped out recently into the pycnometer. The one thing you want to make sure when you're doing this is that your beans are completely submerged, so that way they're just falling to the surface. They're not sticking upward, they're just all the way down. And so my pycnometer with beans and water weighs 193.43 grams. So now we're going to record this value down, and you're gonna want to do this 3 separate times with three different sets. So you're just gonna get the amount I use 3 coffee beans, so you're gonna want to use 3 coffee beans 3 separate times if you're gonna do it my way, but you could use multiple jelly beans if you would like. And now the next thing for us to do, let's take our beans out of there first. So now what we're going to want to do is we're going to take our thermometer and calculate the temperature of our pycnometer. So I'm going to take it out, and we're going to see. We're going to give it a couple seconds just so it can get a consistent measurement. Okay. So the temperature of my water right now is 71.6 degrees Fahrenheit. So we're gonna make sure to copy that down as well. We're gonna want to copy down all the values that we calculated from our weighing scale. So now that we have everything that we wanted to do, and we have 3 different replicates of this, we are gonna wanna now do the math to calculate the volume of the solid. So my cat will be joining us in doing math today, but what we're going to do now to find the volume of a solid is we're going to take the mass of the pycnometer with water and subtract that by the mass of an empty pycnometer. And once we have that value, we're going to write it up here, and then we're going to subtract the mass of the pycnometer with water and our bean, and subtract that by the mass of the pycnometer with only the bean in it and no water. So now we have two numbers up here. And now we're gonna want to subtract this number by this number. And once we have that value, we will divide that by the density of water. And then I wrote the density of water right here, which is 1 gram per centimeter cubed. And the specific gravity of water equals 1. Alright, well, that's all for today's lesson. Thanks, guys. Hope y'all learned something. Bye-bye.